already know what time it is. Welcome back to another episode of Thinker versus Speaker, where I, Marissa the Thinker, sit down with different guests and we talk about all things, anything, everything, life, love, relationships, spirituality, literally whatever you want to talk about. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? We don't always know what we're going to talk about before we talk about it. So if you easily trigger, consider this a general trigger warning. We don't know what's going to offend people. So you can do one of two things. You can, one, leave a comment so we can talk about it. So, because that's what Thinker versus Speaker is about, building a dialogue and getting understandings about people and what they think and all of those things. Or, you know what I'm saying? If you got to leave, do what you got to do. Hopefully you come back next week when we talk about something different and you can join the conversation once again, because you never know what we're going to talk about from week to week. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop straight into it. We got one of my favorite guests to the show back in the building today. We got Trey of A&O Movers, Emerging Business Leaders, all of the things. I could list them out because you're just so busy. The faith walker himself, the TikTok creator. How are you doing today?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? It's been a busy weekend, but I'm in
Oh,
my
yeah.
yeah, I'm in my purpose.
That was great. I didn't ask you that. How was Christmas and all that for you, man? On New Year's.
Man, it was good. I went
Yeah.
silent. I went completely silent and quiet
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like I spent it with family, and
Yeah.
I was really just regrouping and trying to figure out what it is that I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit of spiritual warfare out there in the world, but you know, I got through it and it made me stronger. It really kind of got me back on track. See, like spiritual warfare, it sounds so, I don't like saying it like that because it sounds so negative, but
No, but
like
it is what it is. Call it for what it is. Call
it
it for
is,
what it is.
it is
It
what
is what
but I don't want to say I like it, but I mean it always makes me stronger when you get to the other side of it. So I don't
Yeah.
mind it. So
Yeah.
it's just life in at that point. So
I
life,
grew up in ministry. The enemy will learn to attack you in certain seasons because he knows that you're most vulnerable within those seasons. And we have got to understand that when it comes around to the holidays and Christmas and New Year's, we're most vulnerable around those times because we experience people that that don't have family, people that can't go back home and visit family and visit with people. There's a lot of people that are alone for the holidays, and you experience mental warfare. I'm saying you experience physical warfare, your mental health declines, and then there's a high risk of accidents, alcohol that's involved, and we're attacked every time we leave the door and we leave out for work.
yeah.
You know, to make it on top of that when people are drinking around the holidays and you got the snow, the weather. So I'm just happy that you made it to the new year, and I'm blessed to see you here and that you're happy and you're in good health for anybody.
Yeah, same. How was the holidays for you?
It was good, man. I take the holidays, and I told my team, I told my staff, I say, hey, I want you to take off. We're not going to come back into January, and I want you to take off and then just revamp, man. Get to know yourself. Look at some personal, your personality. Like, look at yourself, and reevaluate who you are, who God has placed on the inside of you, and take some time just to get, just to relax and recruit, because you need that sometimes. Everybody needs. We go 24/7. 360 days, out of the year, and we don't have a break. We probably take a vacation, but we need that time just
Yeah.
to decompose and and reevaluate, who we keep in our circle, who we keep around us, how we're handling situations and day-to-day things, and just to have that time just to spend with family and be and merry and joy and just enjoying life, because we know life hits us hard. I mean, hard, and sometimes we got to take a little minute, pump your brakes, and just smell the roses just for a minute. So yeah, I enjoy. Yeah, you got to pump your brakes a little bit.
Yeah, I was actually talking to my therapist the other week, and we were having a conversation about burnout. And she said something similar to
Yeah,
what it is that you're saying. And she was just like, you got to plan for your breaks. You got
yeah,
to plan breaks. Breaks are important. And she was just like, you don't want to get caught up in the striving for your purpose so much
mm-hmm.
that you forget, you know what I'm saying, that you forget to be you in the process of it. Because she was just like, especially when entrepreneurship was the example in my case, where she was just like, you got this goal. And I'm sure you probably tell yourself every day, like, as soon as I can get out this job, God, like, as soon as,
For real though, yeah,
but
yeah,
but the thing is, it's just like, but once you get there, then this becomes the work. your purpose becomes the work, and you think that it's going to make you happy, but then you have the same stresses and everything else. So, it's just not taking it so seriously, and just, what I'm saying, giving yourself a break when you need a break, and pulling back. And yeah.
I like that, plan for it. Plan for the break. I'm going to write that down. But plan for the break. And I've watched and seen so many successful people get burnt out. But then I've also watched and seen so many successful people plan for a break and then they never come back off of vacation. Woo. And that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You are like, cool, I got all this done for the year. We got all these events done. I got all this, this work done for the year. And I'm great. I'm successful. I did what I need to do. I fixed my goals. And then, so I'm going to take me a break because I need it and I deserve it. But then how do you take a break and then you stay on vacation for the remainder of the year? I didn't call you to stay there on the beach.
Yeah.
He said, I got plans for you, but in order for you to get to where I need you to go, I need you to get up and do your part. And we can't do our part if we still on vacation. So yeah man, you're going to plan for the break. Make sure you also plan to go and come back to work.
Yeah. And I love how you said that too, because that's exactly what happened, right? So the part of the spiritual warfare, like I had other like physical things going on in my life, but part of it was the Emerging Business Leaders Expo happened November.
Yeah.
And all of the work that went up into getting to that expo, right?
Yeah.
And I got home and I'm riding the high because, so many good things happened in that weekend. It was just so much positivity and y'all showed me so much love, and it was amazing. And I got back home and I was just like, I need a break. Yep.
Yeah. We felt the same way. We felt the same way. Like, oh, I'm gonna need about like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah. And I started taking that break, and at first it was good, and it's just like, all right, it's time to get back into it. And then I start the process of getting back into it, and then it was something will happen, and it'd be like, I guess we're not getting back to it right now, and then I'll tell myself, all right, it's time to get back into it, and it's just like, well, I'm gonna break a little bit longer, and it's just like, all right, when you coming back now? When are you coming back? You've been on break for a while. It's time, and you dealing with motivation and everything else. So, it took, when the new year came, it was just like I was sitting down and I was reevaluating my goals, and it was finally like, no, it's time. It's time.
Oh, I don't want, and so it's so good you said that, man, because you can be so complacent and get so stuck in just the high, because you rode this high off this one moment of success, but don't let that one moment be just that one moment and be your only moment, and then you become complacent in just that moment. And so that's the problem. We thought we were great about the expo, and then I had to take a step back and reevaluate how we see ourselves in the near future. Where are we going with our goals? And then I was like, I don't want to be complacent. I don't want to just say we did this one event and then we were good and we had success, and then next thing take vacation and we're gone and we ain't came back. We still on vacation, we sitting on the beach. But yeah, just not to be complacent in it, man. Man got so much intentions for you in your life and where he's leading you to in your company and this podcast and Thinker versus Speaker and the platform you're building. And I don't want you to feel like hey, I'm here, I made it. Maybe this is it for me. Maybe this is my,
plateau.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Sky's the limit, man. We talking about TV stations. Come on, sky's the limit. Let's make it into a right.
Since we own it, let's talk about it. The Emerging Business Leaders Expo. We haven't been back since it happened, and we with the man himself. So tell us about it. Tell us, your thoughts on it.
And we had over close to 25 plus vendors, ranging from various business owners, T-shirt owners, cupcake owners. I mean, some like mobile mixers and bars. Other were, health departments. And we couldn't be more astonished about the crowd of just support and help and the people that actually came out and showed up and showed out. And I mean, it was so much going on and so much at once. But we reevaluated. The team came, they sat back down after, looking over the program and looking over how we did so much and we wanted to do so much because we were so ambitious about it. We was like, man, we've done this. It happened. And with so many people, you showed up. And I mean, when I mean you showed out. I mean the tablecloth, the T-shirt, the merch. I still ain't got my merch. I need my little good mug with the Thinker versus Speaker logo on it. I need my merch. Like I'm waiting on it. Look, see, I'm waiting on it. Merch, and all your family came out to support. I mean, your booth was blowing. I mean, you were right there by the door. There was so many people coming up and just signing up, and it was just it was a real moment to understand that what we had been pressuring the whole year for everyone to understand is that we are a support group for everybody that has a like-minded mind like us that want to see generational curses broken of financial depression or just financial issues, and you want to be able to create financial freedom for your family and for everyone tied to you and attached to you. And in doing so, you got to surround yourself with like-minded people, and that was our goal in the end. And so for us to have all these like-minded people and all these brains in the room, and everybody's just networking and talking and passing out cards, and now they're setting up other, business transactions. Hey, just from the expo itself, we had 2 vendors actually set up another program, and now they're doing a pop-up shop sometime Valentine's Day. And she hired one of the other vendors to come out and show out. And this is what it's all about. It's about supporting each other. And that's what it was. For our community, we want to support the people that look like us, think like us, and they came from the same background as us. And we couldn't did anything better. I loved it, man. It was a great turnout, good show out. I mean, there were some things that could have been changed. I think in the future we're going to have speakers separate from the expo. There were some things that we know we had to evaluate and improve upon. And we ourselves, all right, cool, we're not going to do this like this no more. Now we're going to have to probably separate this. So with that comes almost 25 to 50 new events that we have planned for the new year. So yeah, it was a good outcome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And like I said, it was like the thing that I loved about the expo, just being a part of it, was the amount of support that you felt. Just being in a room full of just these like minds and seeing what all these other people are doing and how they doing it. And, even being able to, because I got 2 things out of it. One is the community aspect of it.
Yeah.
And, being around all of these people, it's just like, it's a rush of energy, just like a rush of positive energy, just like, yes, like, you know what I'm saying? All of us are working together. It was drama. It was no BS, nothing. And then it's just like looking at y'all like a tight running ship. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you here, you there, you over
Right.
down taking pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm over here I'm trying to MC the program. I'm over here getting interviews over off stage. Then I'm also still trying to tell the DJ what to do, run the concession stand, and run the front door. So yeah, it was all over the place.
Man, you had fire coming off your Jordans. You was moving around so much.
Yeah, but I love it. It's my passion, man. This is what I do. So I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could tell that everybody was in their element for them.
Yeah.
And that was so dope. And like, doing this show, that's what I love. I love seeing people in their purpose, doing what they were meant to do and called to do. So being in a room full of other people that are doing it, especially, in St. Louis, a place where, that crab in a barrel mentality, it was a beautiful thing.
Ooh, don't say it. That's another episode, boy. But
it is.
it was someone posted a couple weeks before the expo that business owners don't support each other in St. Louis, or St. Louis doesn't support its own. And I've heard that several times. And we were the prime evidence that, we come from a community of people, of believers that believe that what we're doing and like-minded others like us support each other. We don't have that crab in the barrel mindset, but, there's that stigma based on our community that, yeah, we pulling each other back. We can't support, we can't come out to events, we can't spend money on Black-owned businesses. But yeah, I hate that stigma. Ooh. Yeah.
I try not to even feed into it anymore.
Because
I feel like we're getting to a point where we've acknowledged that exists.
Yeah.
We've acknowledged it. Me and you have even done episodes before where we acknowledged that this is a thing that happens, especially in our city. But now being involved in things like this and seeing how different it is, I don't want to feed it anymore.
Ooh, it's motivation. Come on.
Yeah, because I'm not surrounded in that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I picked up, Michelle became my mentor. So if y'all didn't know, yeah.
Yeah.
So if y'all didn't know, the guest speaker at the expo, her name is Michelle Brewer. She was talking about the things that, you know, the gems we need to know as Black business owners, and giving us keys to the things that we deal with and how to set up businesses and all those kind of things. And I would catch as much as I can, but you know, my forces was on fire too. I was a little bit everywhere too, and I was trying to catch her speak. And a long story short, I'm listening to what she says, and she asks a question, and she said, you know, who out here is trying to start a business and is having a hard time? And I'm just like, me, absolutely me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, all right, I'm about to pay for your LLC. Get with me. What you started. We're gonna get you up and running. And she kept her word. She kept her
Right,
word.
right then and there, actually. When it,
Right. I walked out at that expo with my LLC.
yeah.
I did.
And
I
I
absolutely did.
or two actually on top of that. I
Yeah,
think she gave you a little bit more on top of that, on top of the LLC.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gave me the LLC. I had my phone service. She showed me how to get my EIN. So
Yeah.
I walked out set up. You know what I'm saying? Set up. And I talked to her once a week. And you know what I'm saying? And she got me on track working on some projects to really bring some things into fruition. So when it
That,
comes to merch and all these things, we
that
coming.
that's a blessing. That's amazing. I mean, we knew that she was giving giveaways, and we knew that, the background she came from, and what the knowledge that she had, and what she was giving out. But to be able to just say, "I'm going to give this to you," and there are so many gatekeepers. Now, with the going full circle back around about saying, but there are so many gatekeepers in our community, in our city, that'll say, "Hey, you got to get this, pay to get this information." I spent at the beginning of the year last year, I spent $300 just to register my LLC because I didn't know that I can be my own registered agent. That was a waste of $300 just to start my own business. Then at the beginning of this year, didn't realize that the registration that I signed up for renewed their services and hit me for another $200. So then
Yeah.
I was 500, not even knowing that I didn't even need the registration in the beginning, and I could have been my own registration. But this is all full circle going back to say that these gatekeepers are in place to just manipulate and then use you because you don't know the knowledge.
Yep.
And that, I love about the expo, man. It provided a space where not only we can support each other, but we can pour into each other.
For sure. For sure. And that's exactly what I even got from it, because, you know, even now doing this experience, you know, when I had that moment, because I hadn't been, like I said, I was supposed to check in with Michelle once a week. And when holidays went by, I wasn't in because it was the holidays. I was like, I ain't gonna bother you on the holidays or whatever. But then
Yeah.
she hit me up and she was just like, call me. She was like, she was like, call me. And then I told her, and then when I did, I told her, I was like, yeah, I was going through some things or whatever. And she was just like, yeah, no, next time, call me, because that's what it's for. This is what support is for. Like, you know, and being able to have those mentors and those people who have been in your position, even though it might not be exactly the same, they know what it's like to navigate this space, and then to have type of support system. Like even when you feel like ain't nobody, nah, it's people around you that's gonna get it, that's gonna uplift you, even when you don't feel like you have it. They might have some words of encouragement. They might be able to guide you in another direction and everything like that. And that's something that I picked up from just going to the expo. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And showing up.
And I don't want you to speed past that moment because that is so important for anybody that's listening. You got to understand that having a mentor is vital for your growth. It can be personal, it can be business wise, it can be mental health. But somebody that has already been there, seen the scars, because there's a situation right now you can't seem to find your way out and you can't talk to nobody about it. But there's somebody that's already been through the mess and the stuff that you're going through now. You trying to start your LLC? Like I said, I didn't. I can be my own registration, but if I had a mentor at the time that was teaching me these things, now I can do the same for somebody else.
Yep.
And that's all about going full circle. Whatever you're learning, whatever you're giving, and Michelle's pouring into you, just pay it forward and pour it into someone else. Mentoring is big.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's huge. And you know what I'm saying? And that's why now it's just like I don't feed the negativity. Yes, we gotta agree because it's the truth. But at the same time, we trying to change that truth. And that's what
Yeah.
I love about, you know, what happened the Emerging Business Leaders Expo, and just this whole, the group that's being put together now, because even still after the expo is done, the Facebook is still going. Y'all still telling
Oh yeah.
people about,
Hey, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? The group itself is still growing. I still find myself asking, and what's so dope now, Christy, the one who I just did the episode with, I think it was 2 weeks ago, Gutted
Yeah.
Fitness, she found me through Emerging Business Leaders.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, oh man, wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That puts a smile on my face. I'm smiling to ear. That means that what we're doing is working. That's what the group is about, man. Is about networking and connecting these different pieces and people. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. So every time somebody's saying like, "Oh, we don't support each other, we this, we that," I'm like, "Yo, are you following Emerging Business Leaders? Are you in that group?" You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
bring them, man. More people, and that's
it's
what we're
time to
getting.
change that narrative.
That's
Yeah.
what we get. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm excited about that. So while we're talking on the expo, so we've
Yes.
already set the new year for our annual expo. It's going to be November 9th, 2024. So save the date. Be there, be square. I don't want to have to go ahead and chase you down and go and bring your mama, bring your cousin, bring your sister too. Come on, seriously.
Part two,
We,
I gotta do it.
but
Ready,
yes,
let's go.
November 9th, 2024. We've already said it.
All right. All right, awesome. So now since y'all had a chance to regroup after the expo and everything like that, what do you see were like the pros and the cons of it? And like what are things that you think will change going forward with this next one?
We're more organized now. I mean, we were organized before, but like I said, we're January in, and we've already setting the date for the new the next expo, and we're planning ahead of time so that way we can have a bigger of an impact on the community. We want to blow this thing out, so we want to make sure that we have the kids come out. We're looking to focus more on the youth this time around. We want to get more of the something that's going to attract them: bounce houses, diaper giveaways, clothing drives. So we're planning a big thing, which is going to map right back around to our next biggest event right after the expo. So what we're going to do with all the businesses that we're partnering with currently right now, we're collaborating with, and everyone we're working with, we have a year worth of events planned around this expo. And then towards December after the expo, so after we didn't get all our work and you came through and you network, we're building a community of people. And that's what it's all about. So we'll come together and we're hosting a masquerade ball come December, right after the expo. At that
Ooh.
masquerade ball, it will be a award ceremony honoring local business owners and business owners we work with the actual year. We got big plans. We got big plans. To help sponsor some people, help them start their LLC. So we want to build this community of people that are actually understanding that they have somebody that's there to support them and give them motivation and inspire them to do others and do big things.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, we got stuff planned.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say the dates in some places. Y'all know I don't like coming to St. Louis in the wintertime. Why y'all always try to do
Man,
stuff?
it was -3 degrees here the other day. It was so cold. I seen a post somebody said this the cold that they was fighting off of Four Brothers. He was fighting them and threw them in the ice. That's how cold it is. It's like, oh man, yeah, it was cold. It's cold. I ain't never.
It was like 11. It was like a little bit. It was a little bit of sleep. I didn't go to work on Monday.
Man,
They was like, don't even try.
my Mustang out here spinning out. I'm like, yeah, we ain't doing. And that's part of the reason why we took that break too. I was like, yeah, once the Missouri unthaws, then we'll be back. Emerging Business Leader will be back out once the Missouri unthaws. But yeah, that was part of the reason why we took that break.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got fighting work we want to do.
yeah, that's awesome.
We got a couple other events coming up in February. We're planning a due to Black History Month, we're planning a flash mob. This flash mob is entitled Flash Mob Minority Owned Businesses. So this flash mob will get a group of 15 or so more people together, and Emerging Business Leader will actually organize and coordinate with local business owners. So if you own a small restaurant or if you own a small tackle shop or barbecue stand, every Saturday for the month of February, we'll mob and do a flash mob to each local small business owner, and we'll support them. We'll buy merchandise, we'll buy products, we'll services. Whatever you do, we're gonna have a group of 15 to 20 or more people come in all at once and just buy up the store. We'll do an interview with the local business owners. We're building up our new platform for our YouTube channel to post those on our YouTube channels. We'll come back to Thinker versus Speakers and do reviews on certain restaurants with the business owners later on in a month. And we'll do this in honor of Black History Month, man. So we'll have about 20 to 35, we'll do a small little group. It's like a flash mob. And we'll mob out. We'll ask the audience, in the comments, hey, where do you think we should go next? Who do you think we should visit next? And then we're planning this once a month. So after the month of February is done, it's not it. We're gonna do this once a month where we're gonna pick a local business and we'll mob out to it and we'll spend money, we'll give Google reviews and just supporting. It's all about support. So yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline.
We gotta blow that up. That sounds like a super cool idea.
Yeah. So we're planning the platform to get some content on there about doing most of the interviews with the business owners and just telling them a little bit more about their businesses and like, hey, what do you do? What do you sell? This is you. Where are you located at? And then all the people that come out. So anybody that's in St. Louis, that area, that are looking to actually support small owned business and don't mind coming out their pocket for it, come out to our flash mob during that month in honor of Black History Month. But yeah, we got that going on. Like I said,
I gotta get y'all to go to the Zone. I gotta get y'all to go to Christy's gym and check it out.
You need to come on. Look, hey, after this, go on and get it. Yeah, like go on and get it. And then after that, we're rolling out. We got a couple, dating ideas that we want to do. 90s and 20 theme skate night for all my singles. We got an entrepreneur speed dating option coming up soon. We'll have a lot owners, who having troubles finding love in all the right places, but looking in the wrong places for it. So we got a speed and dating conversation coming up. We'll go to one of them small locally owned business, Black owned businesses, and we'll go there and we'll host a little speed dating competition. For the summer month, the process of planning a life skills camp. So this will be an intergenerational camp where we'll have most of the graduates that are coming out of high school and some of the youth coming out and then some of the elderly, and we'll teach life skills. So we'll teach financial literacy, we'll teach computer literacy, we'll teach mental health awareness, we'll teach how to do public speaking, how to do interview mocking, all that stuff. I think you need to do to move on to the next phase of your life. How do you pay your bills? A lot of elderly folks don't know how to pay their bills online. How do you conduct yourself in a group interview? A lot of young guys coming out of graduate or waiting from high school, they don't know how to do that. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up, like a lot that's coming up for this year. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So that's something, because like I said, I know the board of Emerging Business Leaders, but is that something where y'all gonna need more people getting involved?
So that was my next point. We're recruiting for the year. So hosting a gathering, you like the app. I mean, I guess I announced it on here. Marissa's coming on board with us. So you've already made that decision. They put it. It was a unanimous vote. Everybody agreed. It was no arguments. You got to come on board. We need you. So
y'all better not argue. I know every single one of y'all.
You heard it first. Marissa and the speaker is coming on board with Emerging Business Leader, and we're excited to have her on board for New Year. We got great things planned around Thinker versus Speaker podcast, and doing new episodes. We even talking about trying to do like a series of episodes with the podcast, and bringing new speakers on, teaching other workshops over the podcast. So we got some stuff in the pipeline, but we need the help. So we are hosting for new members.
Okay, let's go. I can help. Like I said, I'm down. I'm excited. Like I said, you was giving ideas. I was like, oh, because even with Thinker versus Speaker, I see Thinker versus Speaker as more than just a podcast. Thinker versus Speaker is like a network, Man.
And I was telling them this in the last meeting. I was like, man, just the platform that you have and being able to utilize this, and then you build all these branches of people to come together, and then now you have the young lady you had last episode. Now she came from EBL from our website, from our social media, and just building those connections. Yeah, so we're excited, man. We're excited to have you.
Appreciate it. And something else that happened really cool in that episode. So she found me through. Now this is the network is your network here. It's on my vision board and everything. But something else that's cool that happened in that. She found me through Emerging Business Leaders, right? She does fitness. I have a guy that I went to college with. His name is MT. He created Metric Mate, which is this software.
So yeah,
You've heard it, right? And it's
yeah,
just like I'm telling her about Metric Mate. She's like, "Oh, I'm already linked up with Metric Mate." So it's just
right.
like, bro, it's like to the networking, and like
It's
coming
full
to
circle.
it's
Yeah,
full circle,
yeah.
and to
So
see all.
we're excited for that, man. Just the networking piece alone, but it comes to our four pillars, man. We wanted to do. Wanted to always make sure that we're staying towards supporting our community, building business education, and then also building life skills. So some of that goes into not only the workshops that we're planning and the expos and all those other events, but we got some things coming down the pipeline where we want to actually give back to our community. So
Right.
for the entire 24, starting after today, we're going to be doing a annual or just a yearly coat drive, building up into the next winter. We realized how cold it was and how cold it got from this year, and there's still a lot of people that are out there sleeping out on the streets, even in negative degree weathers. As we were just sitting there talking about it, a lot of people are in downtown St. Louis, and shelters are full now. Churches is opening their shelters to bring people in, but they don't even have the transportation to get over there. So we're doing a not only a coat drive, food drive, and a diaper and baby shower drive. So we want to be able to give back to our community. So any event that we're hosting for the remaining of the year, if you got coats, clothes, extras, shoes or anything like that, come on and bring them over and we'll take
All right, cool. Yeah, that has my brain going, because it's just like, yeah, it needs a platform. You
them.
know what I'm saying? And we gotta give space to get people, like, it's not that it doesn't exist, it's that people don't know that it exists.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that we were saying with like the crab in the barrel mentality. Yes, that's true, but it's other things happening outside of this small pocket that you've seen and you've experienced. So it's about creating a platform and getting people aware of these things that are
Yes.
helpful in the
Yeah.
community, but might not be right in front of them.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
so with that being said, like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, how do you think we can really find a way to get our mission to the people that we want to get it to? Do you feel like that is getting to the people who really need it, or is it getting the way that you want it to? Have y'all been kind of like having a hard time doing that, or is it going well?
It's steady. Like I said, I mentioned earlier in the episode, people are on vacation. You know what I mean? So people took that time to take that break, Christmas and all that, and they haven't came back off vacation yet. But there's people now that still need the help. There's people now that can't, they probably ain't taking no vacation. There's people now that need to hear the resources and the information, and they still need the help. So it's been steady, but it's not a problem more per se. It's more of just continuously there's not enough. We need to continuously spread the word. Emerging business leaders are here to support. We're here to give you all the resources you need to go ahead and start your own business, to get back to the community. If you want to start a non-for-profit, we're here for it. We're all for it. But it's using that platforms that we do have. So your podcast here, Thinking versus Speaker, of course, building a YouTube channel, and our social media. But word of mouth is always good too. Hit the churches. Churches, they're all about, giving back and seeing God's people change and changing their life. Then you hit the community centers. You got to go to the clubs, and get clubs, meet people where they at, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because everybody needs help.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Everybody does need help, and like, okay, this is a little off topic, but it's kind of on topic at the same time. Because something else that I noticed when I was in town for the expo was that it's a lot more to do
Oh
now
yeah. Yeah,
than I.
yeah. That's why we were trying to come out with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next time I'm gonna be
yeah,
prepared. I wasn't even ready. I was like, yeah, I was like, hold on, wait. I gotta come back longer. That was my problem.
yeah.
That was my problem because y'all in my family. So it's just like next time I gotta come back longer.
Yeah, it's a lot to do in St. Louis now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. St. Louis is changing what it used to be, and there's a lot of more reason because they're bringing a lot more businesses, which is great because we're all about small business. But they're bringing so many of these businesses in to make St. Louis productive. So the one of the biggest bars, St. Louis, the Armory, and you can go down there and you can just get in for free. Get drinks and all this and that, and do all these other activities. But it's large. And then Founder City that they're building with all these vendors that are inside of there that you can go and get all these different type of foods and nationalities, and it's great. And it's changing the narrative of what St. Louis was, and that
Right.
it was one of the first cities to visit. And it's making people want to live here, and then you actually to see the change in your community. And yeah. So yeah, I'm out every like almost weekends. Come see. Me and Derek are out, and I'm telling you, I've probably been to every restaurant, bar in St. Louis. Seriously. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm for yeah. It's a
Yeah.
different yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So what are your thoughts on this too? Because see, when I lived there, one of the reasons we didn't go out was because it almost seemed like wherever you wanted to go, it would be some mess that followed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So has that part changed? Like, are you
So
seeing a change in that?
I tell you this: what's 2 plus 2?
Four,
Right. So if you were to go to a HBCU, what's 2 plus 2?
four,
4. But if you go to like a major, Southern University, and like Mizzou or Ivy League, 2 plus 2 is always going to be 4, no matter what. No
right?
matter what in the world, always going to be danger. There's always going to be somebody out there looking to, feed their family and breaking the cars and doing all this and that. I mean, we just got a little bit more than everybody else. But it's all about having your own situational awareness about your environment, where you at, who you got around you, and then watching out for who's around you at all times. Because you never know when your time comes, and it can be any time. I'm not going to say it's as dangerous, but I know when and where and watch my surroundings. And that's how I was brought up. I was born in East St. Louis, so I'm gonna tell you right now, it can't be nothing worse than that. But yeah, no, just to watch your situational, awareness, and just it's calmed down, son. We had the Kill Boys, and they were breaking into cars left and right. They broke into my girlfriend's car at her job, ransacked it, thought they were going to steal it, but I mean, it's calmed down some. It's not as worse as it was. So
Right.
yeah, we Nelly brought his ball back to St. Louis. He had the Nelly ball. He brought it back. Cedric Entertainer came back, and he was at a couple bars downtown. So St. Louis is really taking a turn for the better. Yeah. So that's good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's good to hear too. You know what I'm saying? There was a conversation that comes up a lot, especially on the show, is just the amount of awareness, situational awareness that we subconsciously grow up with that
Yeah.
we don't even realize. And I
Yeah.
didn't realize how deep it was until I moved out here. Because it'll be
Yeah.
people who are like literally oblivious to certain things, and I'll be like,
Man, they joke about it all the time. I make little skits about how, if one black person start running, then all black people gonna start running, but we don't know where we running from.
yeah,
But you on point, and you understand that if something's going down, I got to duck, cover, and hide. But yeah, you have to be aware of your surroundings. That's how I was raised. That's how I was brought up. I don't care where you at. You can be in the Bahamas, still be aware of your surroundings. Dangers around every corner.
yeah. People make fun of me to this day. I could be sitting in my car. I could be sitting out my car looking out all four mirrors at the same time, or four
Yeah,
windows. So you like, what I'm saying? I'm looking out the two passengers, the one in the back, and
yeah.
I'm looking directly on my front and like out my sides. And it's just like, duh. Like, what
You
do you
make
mean?
you make it an exit strategy. Now, if I need to, I'm a duck, tuck, and roll.
It's just like because I have to be aware. And I mean, it's unfortunate. Like, I mean, I guess it's good that we had the survival skills, but it's a little unfortunate that we always have to be on a pivot like that.
Yeah,
But
and it comes back to there's organizations that are out there now like us, Emerging Business. We done our host our rally for gun violence, and there's organizations right now there in St. Louis, in the city of St. Louis, from the government to go ahead and try to decrease violence in the city, and and focus particularly on the youth violence and the gun violence that is an all-time high. And I think it's people are doing the work, and people are really passionate about it, and we see a bit of a change now to it. So that's good.
yeah, something interesting enough. Now, this isn't St. Louis, but this is Chicago, and I'm gonna ask you because I know you're passionate about ending gun violence, and Emerging Leaders has their pop outs that they do for ending gun violence, and it's just like, what are your thoughts on things like that? Where how like now in Chicago, you see how they're pushing peace and trying to get people to think more, and really not go violence. You know what I'm saying? Even Christy mentioned that we got a lot of boxing gyms and stuff popping up in St. Louis and teaching people how to uh, deal with their anger and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts on how that's evolving now?
So for me, it's personal. So a lot of people understand, and if you know me, you'll know that about 2 years ago, I lost my younger brother to gun violence. He was shot and killed in San Antonio outside of LA Fitness, coming outside from playing basketball. And if I was able to prevent it, or if they were to talk through the issues or talk through whatever happened, why not do it? Understand there's victims and then there's the victims' families. And those are the ones that have to be left behind to mourn them. And so we can somewhat even just to sit down and have a conversation and bring it to the table. It's every bit of change. It matters. It matters. So it's personal. So I understand more than anybody. It's personal. I had to eulogize my own brother. And I think that was probably the hardest speech I've ever given in my life.
I bet.
And he was young. He barely made 25. And so I see all the younger brothers that are out here and all these youth that are out here with the guns and they got the switches. And, you know what I mean? These kids are just creative. How can you switch off a 3D printer? Why can't use that creativity to be? Yeah, they can make a switch off a 3D printer, but they got the know how to do it.
You got a 3D printer and you using it to kill people?
Why not use that for something more productive? And so we were having conversations about trying to meet with the shot callers, trying to see if the shot callers will bring peace and get closer to, the more the youth and trying to, talk them down from it. And then just, you can't, and I don't want to get anybody to get offended. The police can only do so much. They ain't in a community like we are. They don't understand the problems that we are facing in our communities. They don't understand what it means to be Black and you're walking down the street and you fit the profile, or to be Black and driving and you fit the profile. They don't understand that. So we, the people, the pastors, the ministers, because the churches are trying to do it too, but the people, your neighbor, your next door neighbor, the person that lives, Miss Susie that lives down the street from you, the people that care about this community and this city, we have got to be able to get up, stand up, say something. If we want to change, we got to be the change. And that's been the problem. That's been the problem.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, so another mindset that we get growing up in St. Louis. See, I was kind of raised to, if it ain't got nothing to do with you, leave it alone.
Yeah.
It can go that quickly, like you say the wrong thing and it's a wrap for you. You know what I'm saying? You put your foot in a place where it doesn't belong. It could be over for you. Things can happen and escalate very quickly and irrationally, to be frank. But how to get involved when it kind of might even be ingrained in us to like not involve ourselves. You know what I'm saying? How instinctually survival mode teaches us stay out of that.
And see, that's that I was telling you about. Mm-hmm. Black folks love to be complacent and love to just stay stagnant and stay where they're at. And we love the same church sermons and services we go to and the sermons that we hear every other Sunday, and we hate change. But we was preaching all about when Obama was getting elected about being the change and seeing the change, and then we're back to the same problems 8 years later. 8 years later, we back to the same problems. Tukey and them still over there strung out on drugs, and they sitting in front of there begging for money in front of the liquor store, and we still ain't seen no change. And we cry about wanting change, but we don't want to get out there and make the change. And that's the problem. All it takes is you signing your name on a petition. All you got to do is show up. All you got to do is sit in the seat and hear them out. All you got to do is just sit here and say, hey, I'm tired of it. Put your hands up. You tired of it. We can't go downtown to the Mayday Parade now, because every time you go downtown, there's youth in the streets and there's violence and they're young and they don't care where are the parents, where are the mamas. Mamas, keep y'all kids in check and keep them in the house. Keep them out of these streets. These babies out here going to jail young. They out here filling out on the street, young. Stealing and breaking in the cars, young. And then where are the parents at? And we ask ourselves that. So it starts with us. You can't ask somebody to come in and save us. We don't want to save ourselves, or we don't want to be saved.
That's absolutely the truth. Because that's the first thing that you kind of see through sometimes is it's almost like they even like when it comes to like presidents and stuff, for example, where it's like we voted Obama in and do for us 8 years later.
Uh,
It's just like, well, what did he do for us? And it's just like, well, I mean, sure, you can feel that way if you want to feel that way. I'm not the type of person that's gonna try to make you feel any differently about anything. But like, what are we doing to help ourselves? Like you said, you know what I'm saying? At what point do we take responsibility for our own outcomes? And I know people hate it when you say stuff like that.
yeah, yeah.
But
When you the truth,
yeah,
yeah, you tell them that we in the wrong. People hate to hear somebody else tell them that they wrong, but if you were wrong. You were wrong for that.
yeah,
Like you said, and talk to that baby more, and it always goes back to how they were raised and how we're raising these youth and young men to be men, and we're not raising them to be men no more. We're raising them to be weak, soft, idle, and just be able to be influenced by whatever comes when the wind blows. We're not raising them to be men no more. And so you look at us, you look at how the industry and the music industries and the things that they lean towards and they're drawn to, and how the music industry has a set agenda of how they want men to be, and how they want them to jack and stand and you speak like this. And no, well, the fathers are no longer in the households. Fathers are no longer, we don't come to from two-parent households anymore. You don't, the mamas are trying their best, but they young themselves and they want to be out in the street and do what they want to do and, make their money the way they want to make their money. Where are the parents? Where are the people that are standing up for them? It's crazy because most of these youth have to grow up early and they have to be the parents themselves. And then that causes all this mental issues and mental health issues. And now they feel neglected. They feel wanted. And then they feel like, well, I can do whatever I want. Don't nobody care about me. I'm gonna live my life on the edge. And if I be gone today tomorrow, I don't care. Didn't nobody care about me enough to love me.
right.
Our community and our city needs help.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not enough. I think it's just enough people out there that's like, you matter.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I see when I look at these things. Because uh, anytime I see somebody that is willing to crash out that easily, it's just like, at what point did you really, like, you're not even thinking about the consequences of what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the scariest things to me is somebody that does not fear consequences because the self-awareness just ain't there.
And that's 95% of the youth. That is 95% of the youth. And I'm probably thinking about ages 14, 19. And that's a big gap. And no, they don't care about consequences no more.
Yeah. If you sitting out here, I was having a discussion. I was having a discussion with Ashton on live the other day because he was talking about an incident that happened in Normandy with the girl that fought the
Yeah,
teacher.
I was watching y'all live, and yeah, I was looking at that. Yeah,
Yeah, and I was just like, and he was kind of saying like the girl was justified, and I was like, it's no justification in the world to put your hands on a teacher.
oh, come
Isn't
on.
there are other ways to you could have handled that situation?
I don't condone what the teacher did. No, you ain't her mama. You can't put your
No,
hands on her. But they grown. They come in. They working with these kids, and these kids don't care. And they come in. They want to fight them. And where's the help, man? Where's the help for the educators, man? They got to defend themselves every day. They walk through them doors, man.
yeah,
Like, where's the help?
yeah, like that whole scenario should give you an idea of where we are societally to even
Yeah.
be having these conversations. It's just no respect anywhere anymore. And who is there to instill that respect? See, the
Yeah.
reason why I would never contemplate the reason why in my head I can't wrap my mind around putting my hands on a teacher is because ain't no way in the world my parents would have justified me doing anything like that. Period.
Or imagine if it was your mama.
Right.
What if it's your grandmother? Right. Right. So it's full circle because this is bringing me around what we got coming down the pipeline with emerging business leader. And this is something that was hitting close to home because of an incident that happened at my alma mater, Lincoln University. over a couple of weeks ago, over the past week. It was in a shade room about one of our faculty that actually was suffering from mental health and committed suicide. And so with that, there's a lot of talk about seeking help. Where can you get the help? But Black men, Black women, Black people don't like talking about going to seeing counselors and talking about their issues. So emerging business leaders coming up pretty much in the next 2 weeks or so, we're going to split up and we're going to have two of the men groups and the women groups, and we're going to go into having these life talks or real talk sessions. And we'll do this like probably, it's a 6-week course. We have a curriculum we're working out of, and it's going to be small groups talking about how to tackle the mental issues that you may be facing day to day. What's the thing to do to help you grow as a man, personal development. And so we'll work out of a book and we'll do book reading and then watch a video, and then we'll go into small groups and we'll talk about the issues that are facing us as in Black men. This is all to help decrease mental illness and mental health issues, and and all this stuff we're talking about, am I good enough, or am I pretty enough, or I don't feel good about myself. And we want to make sure that we get back and help our community in that way.
We have to. We have to, because
Yeah.
we need the help, and we don't talk about it. And something that I'm coming to find, even with myself in my journey, is that I didn't realize I needed the help until I got the help.
Yeah.
And that might sound a little ass backwards, but it's just
it's just right. Yeah.
It's just true. It was a post that on Facebook page, and it was like, when I broke my ankle, I stood up. Like I broke it. I fell. It broke. I stood back up. I had adrenaline in my body. I walked. I walked out. Like, what I'm saying? Walked out. I walked up the steps. I was just like, I must have sprained it. I must have sprained it. Whatever. I'm putting ice on it, but it's not getting better. And then when I walked into it took me like a day. I slept on it. Took a day. Then I finally went to urgent care. I walk in, get the X-ray. They like, you need to go see a specialist like now. So then that's 3 days later, I go see a specialist, and they like, no, that's broken. You shouldn't even be walking. Like, how, like how? And it was severe. It wasn't like, it was severe. So they were like, you shouldn't be walking. You should be on crutches. You shouldn't even be able to, be standing right now. And it's just like, what was I supposed to do? Like, how else was I supposed to get here?
Ooh.
Or how else was I supposed to get here?
Isn't life like that?
Yeah.
The whole walking with a limp, you injured, dislocated, not knowing. You know what I mean? And then the whole time it's saying that you needed help, and you didn't know you needed help.
Yep.
And life.
Yep.
Sometimes we go through life not understanding the scars, and sometimes our parents and exes and friends and people that disappointed us, even ourselves.
Yep.
Even stuff we do to ourselves. I should have did this differently. I shouldn't have left that job. I should have waited. Maybe if I'd have said something differently. And those scars are buried underneath all the smiles and the fake personas that we put on to tell ourselves okay, and we ain't really okay. We're not okay.
Yeah.
That's a powerful message.
Exactly. Yeah. To switch up and be honest with how you feel. That's not something I was ever taught.
Yeah.
To be in a moment and be like, I hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this incident, that hurt my feelings. You just hurt me to the core. And instead of pretending that we're all good, I'm not going to pretend with myself. I'm going to allow myself to feel this hurt. I'm going to allow myself to feel what I need to feel so I can deal with it in this moment, so I don't have to walk around and get triggered later and have some over-the-top reaction to something that I should have dealt with today.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I had to learn. Because I had to get help. And it's okay to get help.
Yeah.
That's what help is for.
Crazy, because what you're saying, and when you went to the doctors, that you couldn't understand it. Like, oh, I was limping. I didn't know I need crutches. What the aftermath, what comes after that? When we're faced with mental health issues and we don't understand that we're going through problems and we need the help. When we get the help, we can effectively communicate how we are feeling. We can effectively express the feeling that's going on the inside of us. I be thinking these kids are soft these days when the teachers and some be telling them, well, look at this picture and tell me how you're feeling on rated on this and there. Is it happy or sad? And growing up, you would think somebody's soft. Why are you about your feelings? That ain't something we do. We don't talk about feelings in this household. We don't talk about what happened to us 5 years ago and how they left and how they abandoned us, and we still work with those abandonment issues. We don't talk about it. What goes on in this house stays in this house, and it don't pass that door.
Yep.
And that goes on. We can't express our feelings and communicate that. And that's crazy.
Because how? Right. How will we ever? One of the that I had to do, and it sounds so elementary, but what first things I had to do as a grown adult, and I went to started therapy at like 27. I had to identify emotions.
Ooh.
It was that deep.
Yeah.
Because my go-to feeling, if somebody did anything, was to go numb.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's easy. Because that's what we taught. To go numb, suck it up. Keep going.
Ball it up.
It ain't gonna matter. What is that gonna do?
You know what happens?
It ain't gonna make you no money. It ain't gonna pay your bills. Yeah. It ain't gonna feed you.
Ooh, yeah.
So suck it up, because what is it? What are these emotions about to do for you?
Nothing.
Right. But then when I call myself getting an argument with somebody I call myself loving, with somebody that I say that I care for, and then you say something to me and you trigger me and I'm like, F you, B, F you, don't ever talk to me again. I hate you, da da da. And then 2 days later I calm down and I realize I was just triggered.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hurt you to your core now. And that's what I was trying to do.
There's some things you can't back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is that we bottle up all our emotions, everything that's happening to us, and next as adults, when we feel that we're and now we're getting all of this pressure on us, then we'll explode on the very people that was trying to help us. And now we having all these, these outbursts, and now we can't control them because emotionally I'm hurting on the inside, and I don't know how effectively to communicate it or express this emotion because they don't know what it is. So yeah, it hurts. So this is why we're saying on, just supporting the community and seeing their development, but actually, working through these issues and talking and having these conversations and bringing them to the table.
That's awesome. So these are some of the things that y'all are going to be working through in these workshops, right? Yeah. And when does that start?
This is going to start within the beginning of February.
Awesome. So how do you get involved in that?
So we'll be posting anybody that wants to come on. If you're not local or anything like that, we'll have Zoom. Zoom will be available. We want it to be a closed, in space, more comfortable for anybody to express what, how they're feeling. So if you're looking to get involved, you can actually reach out to any of the board members and we can get you signed, get you set up to come over and talk over Zoom. If not, you can come meet with us in person because we do it in person. But for everybody that lives out of town, like I said, Zoom is the way to go.
That's how we got to do it. That's how we got to do it. Okay, and let's run through all of these things that y'all are going to be working on again, because it's a long list. We got that over soon.
So February, we'll be hosting a flash mob, minority business mob. We'll be mobbing out to each minority business in the city of St. Louis and Columbia and mid-Missouri. We'll be having 15 to 25 people. So if you're interested in actually joining the flash mob to support local-owned businesses and support them financially, support them, emotionally too as well. And, you can come out, you can visit. We'll post those dates and what locations we'll be at then soon. We'll have our annual business expo coming up November 9th. We're actually planning a speed dating competition, which will be towards October. Speed dating for all our entrepreneurs. And if for anybody that's looking for love in all the wrong places, they can look for that too. We'll be hosting a life skills workshop in the coming summer months. So that'll be from May to all the way to August. And that'll teach computer literacy, mental health awareness, financial literacy, public speaking, all the whole 9 yards. Then wrapping back around, we'll have a masquerade ball to wrap up the year in December. And we got a lot of other things coming up, skate parties, sip and paint, a city baby shower. And for the entire year, we'll be asking for donations for food, clothing, diapers. We're looking to give back to our communities. We want to make sure that the city of St. Louis helps them well and support that. So yeah, we got a lot coming up and a lot more to talk about. Podcast episodes, series with guest speakers coming on, telling you how to do accounting, grant writing, businesses starting all that stuff. We want to get that down the pipeline as well too. So we got a lot to come.
Awesome, awesome. So it sounds like we need to just be tapped in on social media. That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah,
So
cards are coming. The statements are coming. So you're hearing it first, actually, here, because we haven't exposed any of that. So you're hearing it first here on Thinker First and Speakers. But yeah, be tapped in and follow us on all social platforms at emergingbusinessleader.com. You can also follow me, Trey L Scott, the TikTok preacher, at all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
all right, awesome. Now I gotta ask you about what's going on with yourself and your business before we get hot. You
So
know,
we even with Emerging Business Leader and everything on with this, A&O Movers has revamped. We are actually moving from not just a moving company, but we're specializing in lawn care. And we just signed on our first franchise for the year with Gen Pro. So we're signed on with them, and we're going to actually do commercial and residential cleaning. So we do commercial and residential cleaning, lawn care. We're labor for hire. That's what we're switching over to. So your higher ready label help. You can hire us to do any type of labor that you need, the in and out jobs that you can't do by yourself. So if you need somebody to clean out your attic, we there. You need somebody to clean out and get the snow off your roof and clean your gutters, we're there. If you need somebody to paint your side of your house, we're there. So we're looking to actually get ball rolling with our moving company and our cleaning company towards the first week of actual February.
and do you contract with like other people? So do you work with other entrepreneurs, or is it that you hire people to do this labor?
And then I train them, so we have orientation. Yeah, we train them from the inside. I have contracted with other moving companies when we did major moves, like any institutions, like we just did Lincoln University this past fall. Yeah, we had to contract with some other movers.
Awesome. Okay, cool. That sounds dope. I saw that y'all changed the name. I was just like, what's going on?
We have a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, man. A lot of work. A lot of people are going to be excited, and we're bringing a lot of other people on board, so we can't wait.
All right, cool. And did that like incorporate the cleaning company and A&O?
Yep.
Was that putting those two together?
Yep.
All right. Okay. I see y'all. Well, congratulations to you for that. I'm glad to hear that everything is going well with y'all. I heard it sounds like it's other good things happening with the rest of the board of emerging business leaders too.
Yeah. Everybody's man, they doing their own things in their own ways, doing big things though, and they making a splash. So I'm happy for them.
Yeah. I'm excited to stay tapped in, excited to work with y'all and see what y'all got going for the rest of the year. I should say us now.
Yeah. You're part of the group.
Yeah.
You'll be late that later on. Yeah.
No, like I said, I'm excited to get the work done, and seeing the different ways that the community can be uplifted and seeing just how many great things are happening in St. Louis right now. Like, it's awesome to hear, because we always hear about the bad parts, we hear more of the bad parts than we hear about the good parts. So it's nice to be hearing more about the good parts than the bad.
Make you want to come on, don't it?
It does. It really does. You know what I mean? If not for the weather, I might consider it.
It's warm now. So yeah.
Look, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might have to catch me in the summer months only, but
yeah, no, I'm excited for the work we're doing. I'm happy for you to come on board. We got a great team, good people, man. Donald James, Dominic Tice, Chris Perry, Rashid Troop, and then Johnny L. Brown as well. And Derek Wilson, and then Jawan Scott, man. I'm excited for all the work that we're doing with them and in the community. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited, and I'm super excited to see what y'all got coming and what it's gonna look like, and to be a part of it. Cause
but you're planning, so
yeah. So with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all like this week's episode of Thinker versus Speaker. If you did, give it a like, comment, share your thoughts on what it is that we're talking about. If you're ever interested in coming on the show, go to thinkerversusspeaker.com/schedule. Schedule out a time with me. We can talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. You can introduce a topic to me. Anything like that is completely free. It's just a 30-minute Zoom session. You can pitch your idea, and if it works, we got a good rapport, everything like that, then you'll be on the show. Consider it done. And if you're looking for more from Thinker versus Speaker, we got a blog now. I got the rabbit hole where I get to talk about the different things, you know what I'm saying? It's going through my mind. You can read about the different episodes, watch episodes, stream episodes. It's all there on thinkerversusspeaker.com. Shout out to Chris Perry of Perry Web Design for putting that website together for me. I appreciate you for that. But yeah, check out our website, leave a comment there. Let us know that you stopped by, and My social media, everything that you need to know is there. I literally don't need to tell you my social media because all you have to do is go to thinkerversusspeaker.com. You can find everything about me, Marissa the Thinker, and Thinker versus Speaker. Trey, do you want to let them know where to find you one more time before we get out of here?
Once again, if you haven't know, but you need to know, my name is Trey L Scott. You can find me on all social platforms as a TikTok preacher.
All right, cool. I appreciate you for coming on the show. As always, it's a great conversation. I appreciate every time that you come on. I love to hear what you talk, what you got going on. I love to hear emerging business leaders and everything like that. Plus, it's just good conversations, good energy. So I always appreciate you.
Always, it's always a pleasure. Like I said, you can add it to that group chat later, so you'll see everything coming down the pipeline. So
I'm ready. Like I said, I'm ready. Y'all talking about podcasts and everything like that. You can fill
yeah,
my calendar up. I'm ready.
yeah. All right, let's do it then. All right.
Let's go. Like I said, I appreciate you. I'm not gonna take up your whole night, Trey. Thank you again for coming on. Is there anything else for the people before we get out of here?
And peace and love. I'm always praying for you.
All right. Then I'll talk to you later. Well, once I get in that group chat. All right. Later, y'all.
All right. All right.